And here we go. Season 22, week 2 of the Simulation Football League rolls on. We are in Louisiana, where the Portland Fleet are taking on Louisiana Revolution. Each team looking for their first win of the season. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. My name is Josh Circle. I'm doing play-by-play for you tonight. And joining me in the booth is my best friend for the next 2 hours, Anthony Ellison. Anthony, these teams have met 3 times before, and the Revs have swept all 3. What does Portland need to do to get in the win column in this series tonight?
The biggest thing Portland needs to do is just forget about the last 3 games, forget about what happened last week in week 1, and focus on Louisiana right now and right in this instant. You have a good team, you got veteran leadership, and that's going to be very important with this win today, that what they're trying to go get.
And of course, the roulette-like nature of week 1 in the SFL is well documented. Each of these teams coming off 3-score losses, Portland losing at Vancouver to start their season. Louisiana, meanwhile, also losing on the road to DC in what was certainly, to be fair, a one-sided situation. But now each team with broad hopes on the horizon, with Portland looking to receive the opening kickoff. And we are underway. SFL Sunday Night Football coming at you from inside his own goal line. Running it out and brought down at the 25-yard line. And we're going to see this potent Portland offense start the game, Anthony.
Yeah, and it's going to rely on 3-time All-Star Offensive Rookie of the Year in Season 16, Ezekiel Love. If you get him started early and often, it's going to be a good day for Portland.
Over 9,900 career rushing yards for the 8th-year halfback. You see him set in the offset eye, and Cyrus Jive under center will throw, and that is incomplete to start the game. Let's meet the rest of the Portland offense. On the offensive line, Jay Warren, Randy Fatt III, Jacoby Wilson, Tyler Spencer, and Jaden Taylor. Nelson Lozano Jr. is the tight end. The wide receiving core, Israel Adams, Michael Knight, Ryan Davis, and Terrell Cooper. Jacob Farmer is your halfback. There's your fullback, Scott Johnson, Scojo, and Ezekiel Love, your halfbacks. And Cyrus Jive in his 4th SFL season under center will throw again here on second down, rolling out, and that is caught and brought in by Ryan Davis. And Portland moves a chance on their first drive of the game.
And with Louisiana, the defense, you have multiple all-stars on that team so that they can play at a high level. They have a lot of experience. What Portland's going to need to do is they're going to have to throw the balance of passing and running. And right there, I love it. Get the quarterback moving out the pocket. Nice little quick little slant route in. That's how you want to keep the ball going on the first down.
And Portland and Cyrus Jive throwing right at this very experienced Louisiana secondary. And we'll meet that defense right after this play. Jive under center here with a fresh set of downs. Hands off to Ezekiel Love around the right side, past the 40. Out with a gain of 6. Let's meet the Revs defense. On the front, Brian Craven, Gary Burney, and Chance Wall. The linebacking core, Tommy Welbrock, Bussy, Chuck Diesel, Gary Clem, Blake B. Craze, and Slyn Shady in his 11th SFL season. In the secondary, Evan Arthur, Rolliman Hood, Dante Grimm, Tate Bennett, Nathan Blake, and Ronnie Shanahan Jr. Second and 4, Jive goes to number 22 this time, and the backup rolls that in there for a fresh set of downs, and that is Scojo, Scott Johnson, coming over from Las Vegas a couple of seasons ago.
And just follow right behind the right side of the line right there. That's the second time they ran to the right side. They have something go right there. Beautiful job by the right tackle to kick out that defensive end so Scott Johnson can get in there.
Scojo, no slouch either, sitting at number 30 in total yardage, rushing yardage on the SFL leaderboard. And Love gets the call again. And Love gets a nice gain, a gain of 6. And if Portland keeps doing this on first down, Anthony, it's going to be a long evening for the Louisiana defense.
Exactly. You're going to tire out the defensive line for Louisiana. They're just doing what the identity of their offense is running the ball, smash mouth football. And that's what we get solved for the 3rd time this drive alone.
Scojo this time. It's going to get stopped at the line, maybe a yard. Call it 3rd and medium.
And great job right there by the interior line. Gary Burney, Chance Walls right there, ganging up for the tackle. 3rd down right here. 3rd down conversion is going to be so important in this game. Keep the drive alive.
Bernie in his 8th SFL season, 2nd with Louisiana. Jive on a big 3rd down. Shovel pass up to Love. Can he get to the marker? And he does, despite the best efforts of Brian Craven, who held on for dear life. And it's another 1st down for Portland.
Very frustrating by Louisiana because you had them stop before the 1st down right there. But that's why Love is such a top-tier player right there. Was able to break 2 tackle and the will to get to the 1st down. New set of downs for Portland as they continue to drive.
Portland at field goal range here on the 1st drive of the game for either team. Skojo around the right side. Gets past a tackler. We have a flag on the play. We'll see what the call is. And that looks like it's going to be a clip against the offense. There's not a haircut situation, just a block in the back, and that will scoot back the Portland offense.
And when you're blocking out in the open, if you see the back of the jersey, the back of the numbers of the defensive jersey, don't touch them. They're going to call it every single time. Just let them go.
And that will move the Fleet out of field goal range. All the way back to the logo here on the Louisiana 48. Shovel pass to Love. Around the left side, breaks a tackle. Trying to get past Rollum and Hood, but no go. And that will make it a tidy 2nd and 23.
So, Louisiana, you're in this situation right there. You got the penalty. You don't want them to get big chunks. You want them to pass the ball. You want to see, can Jive bounce back from a 2-interception game last week and see what he could do in the air.
Trips to Jive's right this time. 6 defensive backs for the Revs on the field. Jive rolling out all the time in the world over the middle and throwing into double coverage. That is incomplete, intended for Ryan Davis. And now 3rd at a country mile.
Now, when you put them in in like an obvious 3rd down situation, they got to pass the ball. Your defensive end can spread out wider. They can pin their ears and go get the quarterback. If I'm the defensive back, I'm just stepping back a little bit further, keeping everything in front of you.
I believe that's Love in the backfield. And they will stay in a 4-wide set. Love gets the call. They're on the right side. And they're in sort of a no man's land here, Anthony. Would you punt or would you try for the long field goal at 4th and 16?
It's all about if you have faith in your kicker right here. It looks like if you're running that play, I feel like you're trying to set your kicker up in the right position.
And the punt team is out on the field. That is Chris Moore, the punter. Barely standing on his own side of the field. He's going to try and pin him deep. No fair catch made. And getting drilled out of bounds is Mike Twinscrew here in Louisiana for his 1st season, and the Revs will get their 1st start on offense.
Yeah, so that's a good stop right there, forcing them to punt the ball. Now you're deep in your own red zone right here. What can you do, Louisiana, coming out on offense?
Tommy Utah in his 6th SFL season directs the offense. That's Salvatore Napoli in motion to make it Twins to Utah's left. Pro set in the backfield. And a handoff to Dwayne Sammons. And Sammons will get a nice gain on 1st down. Let's meet this Revolution offense on the front line. Odette Boudreau, Ray Lafayette, Sergey Katzlov, and Cole Katz. The tight ends, Levy Lease, John Michael Sutton, Tyler Gregory. The wide receivers, Mike Twinscrew, Adam Banks, Salvatore Navali, Reggio De Niro. And we'll hit the rest of the offense after this play. 2nd and 6. Utah steps back to throw. Throwing to that left sideline, and that is caught. That's going to be number 85, John Michael Sutton. The rest of the offense, fullbacks. We got 2 of them tonight. Cameron Collier and Noah Scott. Chris Grant Jr. and Dwayne Sammons are your halfbacks. And, of course, Tommy Utah, the perennial Revs quarterback, settles in on 3rd and 1 with the power eye. That is Collier checking in at fullback. Now slides over to his left. Sammons gets the call. Sammons stop behind the line. And that is going to be a quick 3-and-out for Louisiana. Great stop by Bernard Smith.
And I like what Smith did right there. Saw that the fullback was leading up, just snuck underneath past the fullback, was able to get to there to stop him for a 4th down right there. That's a big play.
Tremendous play by Portland, who is here in the early goings winning the battle of field position. Vida Lee punting it away for Louisiana. No fair catch on this side either. And brought down just shy of the 40-yard line. It's Leo Morris. Let's see what the penalty is. Another clipping.
Yeah, that's going to push them back in the red zone when they had decent field position to start with. Once again, blocking, if you see the numbers on the back of the jersey, just let them go right there. That's going to hurt them going forward right here in this drive.
There's a pretty good look at it, and that's about as egregious as it gets. Number 51, that's Ian Gold, the backup outside linebacker. And Gold will cost his team severely as they lose 15 yards. They're back up to their 25. Jacob Farmer going in motion. Cyrus Jive starting his second drive of the game. Looks to pass and hands off on the draw to Love. And I will say this for Love and Scott Johnson as well. They're getting positive yards when they need it. Keeping this Portland offense on schedule, Anthony.
And you're seeing what they're doing, running the ball early. It protects your quarterback. So if you could get good yardage and get a manageable third down, you don't have to force it down the field. You can just pass it to your tight end. High percentage passes is what you want Jive to have after what happened last week.
Two tight end set here. And this is Nelson Lozano Jr. in motion now. Going heavy on the right side. Play clock down to 5. There it is, Scott Johnson around the right side. And he is stymied by Blake B. Craze to make it 3rd and long.
And what's important with these runs is going to set up the draw play, which you step back and then you hand it off, and then your play action pass later on in the game.
Farmer and Love in the backfield. Jive throwing on 3rd down, and that is caught. That's a huge catch by Terrell Cooper in his first season in Portland, and the drive stays alive for the Fleet.
And that right there, I love it. They've been running the ball nonstop right there. So the linebackers were looking in the backfield, and that receiver was easily, nice little skinny post, right behind the cornerback, but right in front of the safety. Great job securing the ball for a 1st down.
Portland, the only team that's managed a 1st down so far here early in the 1st quarter, obviously. Jive looking to do it again as they approach midfield. Handoff. And I believe that is Johnson again. And Skojo, again, keeping the offense on schedule, 2nd and 6.
And when you have two great running backs that you have with Love and Johnson, you can spread out the carries right there. They got 9 total, 5 for Love, 4 for Johnson, and just keeping them fresh right there, and is wearing down Louisiana front 4.
Jacob Farmer in the block in front of Love. Going in motion is Michael Knight, the wide receiver for Portland. He'll park it in the slot. Jive hands off to Love on the right side, gets to midfield and is brushed back by Evan Arthur. And that'll make it 3rd and 4.
And great job coming from the cornerback position by Arthur to shed the block and get the tackle on Love right there, setting up a 3rd and 4 for Portland.
As you said, Anthony, this Portland offense establishing the run, and we'll do it again on 3rd down. Scott Johnson is going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage, and that is Dante Grimm, the 5th-year safety, putting the hurt on Skojo.
And what you saw right there is what Louisiana need to do the whole entire game. You're going to have more than one defender going after Johnson and Love. So you saw Brian Craven right there with the first initial tackle, and then you saw Grimm come in to finish the job right there to prevent a 1st down.
Quinscrew again refusing to fair catch and trucking a defender before getting out to the 21-yard line. Mike Twinscrew with no regard for human life.
Yeah, and you got to be careful. Like you want to get some yardage right there, but you don't want to force a fumble. Boom, them getting so close, and that was a good hit stick right there. He wants the contact, but just got to be careful. You don't want any turnovers happening right now,
especially in this game. And you can see the line there, the over-under at the top of your screen, 45.5. And that might be in Canadian points because there's no way in hell they're hitting that total tonight. Utah dropping back to start his second drive of the game. Pump fake is going to scramble. Will slide it to 25. And that'll be 2nd and 6. Seeing the agility on full display of Tommy Utah.
The agility, the awareness to get out the pocket because there was a good coverage by Portland, was able to step up and got some positive yardage out of that.
Cameron Collier and Dwayne Sammons in the backfield. Everybody else looking to run block. Utah's going to let it rip. Looking for Sudduth. Maybe a little contact there, but no flag. 3rd and 6.
Looks like right there, Utah has some happy feet right there. You have a good pocket. Your offensive line is blocking really well right there. Set the feet and deliver a strike down the field.
Revs still looking for their first down of the game here in the waning moments of the first quarter. Twin screw in motion. Collier and Sammons in the backfield. 5 DBs for Portland. Utah scrambling and throwing, and that looks to be caught. Collier, the fullback with maybe the best hands in the league at that position, extends the drive for Louisiana.
And that was tightly coverage right there. You saw number 31, Ryan Cook, right there, went to go defend it. Tight window to throw it, and an even better catch by your fullback.
Fresh set of downs for the Revs. Hand off to Sammons. And Sammons will get a 4, maybe 4.5 to make it 2nd and 6.
You want to throw some balance in there. I like what Louisiana is doing. They, with the 2 fullbacks on your roster, you want to run the ball, but they're mixing it up pretty well right here, moving the ball a little bit.
Utah 2 for 3 so far in the game. Here comes pass up number 4. No, down he goes. Brought to the turf. That's Robert Brawer, number 92, with his first sack of the game.
When you bring a little pressure, when you mix it with a stunt, that's what they did. When you fake like you're going inside and then you loop around, the offensive alignment is very important to communicate. You have to pass off the blockers to get to that defender that went to the outside, or your quarterback is going to get hurt. Great job by Portland to dial up a blitz at the important time.
A great burst of speed by Brawer, 6'6", 300. That is a lot of force times acceleration coming at you. Utah with a deep drop on 3rd down. Going to the left side, and that is incomplete, intended for Reggio De Niro. And that is the end of the first quarter. Louisiana, Portland knotted up with donuts. Who's going to find some points first? You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Josh Circle, Anthony Ellison joining you here. And there's a great look at the beautiful state of Louisiana. Look out for that bridge. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dags Drone Works, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Back in Louisiana, Louisiana sent to punt this away. Vida Lee waiting patiently for the snap, as are we. Light pressure for Portland. Kick is away. And at long last, a fair catch from Leo Morris. And Portland will take over on their own 21-yard line.
So what we've seen so far is 2 defenses. It's a chess match right here. Field position. People don't underestimate punting. Punting is very important because you change the tide of the field. So right now, you're just seeing both of the punters doing a great job pinning them back right here. We're just waiting to see what offense can break it open a little bit.
Jive under center in the offset eye to start their 3rd drive of the game. Ezekiel Love fighting for extra yardage, and I think that's a very curious spot there, as I thought he had 6 yards. Instead, it's 2nd and 6.
But once again, it's positive yardage right there, and this is what Portland is happy about right here. So now you set yourself up that you can pass the ball on the 2nd down, and you still have a manageable 3rd down if you don't get it. But it looks like they're still going to run the ball.
And I think that's Ryan Davis in a three-point stance, number 11 at the bottom of your screen. It's set up as the right tight end. There's the handoff to Skojo to the left side, trying to get to that 31-yard line. Is going to be stopped just short, 3rd and 2.
I want to talk a little bit about why Ryan Davis is that extra tight end right there. That means that Louisiana has to put somebody up there to defend him, and that could be a mismatch opportunity. If a linebacker is guarding your wide receiver, there's your mismatch in your passing game.
Stand in that eye. And Love is going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. Dante Grimm is there, as is Evan Arthur, the 11th year cornerback for the Revs. And that is a quick 3-and-out for the Fleet.
And we have called Arthur and Grimm a few times today alone. It's just like doing a great job of shedding the blocking to get to the running back, and that's what they're doing in time.
Chris Moore punts it away. Twin screw waits. And again, no fair catch, but Twin screw does manage to hold on to the football and get positive yardage. If you're new to the SFL, welcome. The Simulation Football League is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Join the community and begin your career, or just meet the stars of the league on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. And Tommy Utah, he and the Revs, never too late to get a second first down here in the early goings of the second quarter. Handing off to Sammons, and Sammons going to truck fools on the way to a 6-yard gain to start this drive.
Oh, just ran into a brick wall right there. That's a great job, just with a full steam ahead. Keep your feet moving. That's a good run right there. Good 6 yards.
Very well earned 6 yards. And they're going to stay in this run-heavy set. Only one wide out on the field. You see John Michael Sudduth going in motion here, and they're going to overload the right side. Play clock down to 10. Utah is going to burrow his way up into the line of scrimmage and make it 3rd and short. Utah did look like he was looking for a big run, Anthony, just trying to get a couple extra yards and maybe stumble over the marker.
Yeah, it was a very light box. You only had 6 people in the box right there when you had about 9 blocking. So they just saw a little opening and just shoot the gap.
Another 2 tight end set. Sammons is going to take the pitch. Sammons has the first down, breaks the tackle at the midfield. It's going up the right sideline, has a chance to break a big one, and does. Chris Stash finally gets him out of bounds. First big play of the game belongs to Dwayne Sammons.
And that's the dangerous part. When you put 7 and 8 in the box and stop the run, if they break the first level of defense, there's going to be a lot of daylight to run. And that's exactly what we just saw with Sammons right there. Was able to kick it outside, break the first line of defense. Great blocking on the outside by your tight end, and was able to get some more yardage after the run.
Dwayne Sammons putting the team on his back on this drive, dragging them into field goal range. You see the line there, and there is plenty more where that came from. Inside the 30 this time. Tommy Utah looking to score the first points of the game. Well, handoff again up the middle. This is Chris Grant Jr. And Grant will make it 4 yards. Again, the Revs staying on schedule, 2nd and 6.
And if you're going to keep on producing the light box right there, Louisiana is going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball really successfully. So Portland, definitely add some more people up to that box right there and just shoot the gap.
Utah on another run set. Sammons again, maybe a yard before he gets drilled by Leo Morris. He was doing it all in this game, returning punts, drilling running backs. He does windows too, folks, 3rd and 4. And now the wide receivers back out on the field. Twins to Utah's right. Pro set in the backfield. Sprinting out, Utah will dump it over the middle, looking, and incomplete, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, and that was nice play design, rolling out to the right. You're looking for your receiver on the back end, doing a drag route over the middle. Just a missed opportunity right there. Good job, Portland, holding them to potentially a field goal or less.
Otis Boudreau from 40 yards out. And Boudreau has the first points of the game as the Revs lead 3-0.
Yeah, and that was a good drive by Louisiana. They found some success in the running game right there, recognizing that Portland didn't have a lot of people in the box to defend the run. So that's right there. Portland, go back to the sideline, take a look at the tablet, and see what those play runs were to make adjustments. But Louisiana keep on doing exactly what you're doing there on offense right there. Just mixing a little passing, you can get some more points on the board.
But as you mentioned earlier, Anthony, Louisiana and Portland both looking to take the fight to the opposing defense, as Michael Knight's going to run this out of his own end zone out to the 26-yard line. And it just so happened that Portland was the first defense to give up the big play.
Yeah, and that's what's going to be the key, is who's going to have the timely turnover, or who's going to make the big play that's going to separate this game, because this is going to be a close ball game throughout the whole time.
Cyrus Jive. Back under center here to start this drive, and handing off to Ezekiel Love. And Love with the requisite 4 yards to make it 2nd and 6. And I don't know, and I love Ezekiel Love. Obviously, Offensive Rookie of the Year, season 16. 9,900 career rushing yards. But I love Scott Johnson as well. And these two are basically 1 and 1A by my estimation, Anthony.
And in this league, you got to have a 1A and a 1B. It's nothing wrong with having a two-headed monster, because that gives you energy that you need in the fourth quarter right there. As we see with Johnson, another run up the middle. Great job by the interior offensive line with the blocks right there, setting up a manageable 3rd down.
Now 3rd and 3 now. Jive has thrown very sparingly. 3 of 5 on the day so far. And is going to run the draw, and the draw gets blown up by Chance Wall. Portland running into the wall literally and figuratively that time. And that is another 3 and out for the Fleet.
And Wall was all over it. Read it, recognized that they ran that draw play a couple times before earlier, so they were to stay home and took down that running back.
Chris Moore punts it away. Twin screw. Let me guess, no fair catch. No, sir. Dragging defenders this time to the 39. And this will be the best starting field position of the night for either team.
Yeah, I was able to get some good yardage right there, have some distance in between. Great job breaking a few tackles. Now let's see Louisiana go back out on offense with that same running mentality. And let's see if Portland's going to add some more defenders in that box.
In this game, Anthony, just evaporating before our eyes. Already less than 5 minutes to play in the first half. And the way Louisiana's been running the ball, you do not expect that 440 to last very long. And just as I say that, empty backfield here for the Revs. Twins to Utah's left. And he will roll out to his left and uncork one, and that is caught. Brought down is John Michael Suddeth, the only receiver that has made a catch for the Revs so far, and that is the 2nd catch of the game, 2nd and 2.
And the reason why, and this, if you see it throughout the league, the quarterback running out of the pocket, it gives them the option to actually see your receivers crossing the field or run the ball if you have the opportunity. So that's why you see a lot of sprint outs to the left or right, because it gives you the option to throw or pass the ball in that situation.
Back to the pro set. Collier blocking for Sammons, and Sammons loose on the right side once again, trying to turn upfield, and finally steps on the line as the Portland Fleet at least corralled him toward the boundary, but that's another first down for the Revs.
Yeah, and then once again, it's that right side. The fact is, you have fullbacker that's just blocking fantastic right here, is able to kick it out. What happened there, Portland got sucked in the middle, and you just saw him bounce it to the outside for a first down.
Call it a gain of 12 for Sammons, who has authored 2 of the biggest runs of the night for either team. Chris Grant Jr. now checking in. And Grant gets a call going straight up the middle. Look at the legs churn as Grant fights for yardage, and that is an outstanding run on first down for Chris Grant Jr.
So, you change the pace right here, a little bit of a speed back, but I love it. Pitch inside right there, running right behind that center in the left guard, able to get skinny at the line to get some more extra yardage on that run.
And plenty of blocking up front as well. You can see Cole Katz and Sergei Katsilov chasing the play. Louisiana once again in field goal range. Sammons trying to pick a lane, going to the left side, out to the 20, to the 10. Can he reach the end zone? He does. Touchdown, Louisiana.
We saw this coming right here. That pitch play is absolutely money. When you can crack down on that defensive end right there, it's nothing but daylight on the left-hand side. Fantastic blocking, not only from the offensive line, your tight end, your receiver. It's a whole family gang right there of blocking. Fantastic running. Great job getting into the end zone for a touchdown.
John Michael Sudduth with a great block. Cameron Collier with a great block as well. And it almost looked like Sammons didn't know which block to use on his way to the promised land. The first touchdown of the game. And Otis Boudreau set to make this a 10-0 affair with the swing of the leg. Liking the game so far? We hope so. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events per year. There's no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. And you've been supporting us very well over 7,000 followers as the Simulation Football League continues to grow, not only online, but in the minds and hearts of our hundreds and hundreds of virtual gridiron superstars. Portland, who has had one first down in their last 3 drives, will have 3 minutes and 14 seconds to work, starting from their own 20.
And now I think we need to see Jive throw the ball a little bit more. You need to try to put some points on the board before the halftime.
Jive, 5-step drop, throwing over the middle this time into double coverage, looking for his receiver, Michael Knight, and no go there, thanks to Gary Clem, among others.
And this is the thing that you didn't want to see in Portland is now you have to throw the ball a little bit. Louisiana knows that they're going to play in coverage a lot more. Portland is a team that's built on the running game. So now let's see what they can do when they have to pass it a little bit more.
6 DBs on the field. Lozano in the slot. Love stopped in the backfield. Slynn Shady. Please stand up. That is an outstanding tackle for loss by the 11th year outside linebacker.
What a play to stop him in the backfield. They didn't see Slim. They didn't see him at all. Was able to get there and make a great play.
And now 3rd and long as Israel Adams will go in motion to make it trips on Jive's right. Scojo in the backfield. Jive with time, tries to dump it off, but no, down he goes. Chance Wall this time with a sack of his own. And Portland will limp off the field again.
Back-to-back plays on each drive, stopping them on 3rd down. Wall last time was defending the halfback dive. This time was getting the sack right there. 2 big plays to force punch by Wall. Great job by Louisiana.
Chris Moore this time will stand in his own end zone to get this away. And the Revs will have another bite at the apple here with all 3 timeouts and, depending on how this return goes, a 2-minute warning as well. Twins grew out to his own 48, and it's a short field. Again, you see the average yards per play. That tells a story, doesn't it, Anthony?
Oh, absolutely. When you're getting 6 yards of play, that's a first down. You only need 10 for a first down right here. So you're saying to us that they can get a first down after like 2 or 3 plays, and Portland is struggling to get a first down. There's a lot of punts in the first half.
And Portland had success moving the ball their first drive of the game. Could not cash it in for any points. And really have struggled moving the ball since. Just 1 first down since that drive. Meanwhile, Louisiana gets us to the 2-minute warning. Revs are in the driver's seat here at home. Portland Fleet looking to fire back. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Season 22 of the SFL. Josh Zirkle, Anthony Ellison in the booth. Cameron Irvine producing. Portland and Louisiana each looking for their first win of the season. The Revs leading 10-0 over the Fleet. Tommy Utah handing off to Sammons, who's been the star of the game so far. And Sammons is going to get dragged down. It does not look like he's got any forward progress credit at all. And we have an injury on the field.
Yeah, it looks like Lama right there might have injured his shoulder on that play. Let's hope everything is okay.
Joseph Lama, a fourth-year outside linebacker. 35 tackles last season. He is not a player that you want to miss, especially at this point in the game. That does stop the clock with 1:57 to play. Utah under center and another two tight end set. And we're going to see a lot of this from Louisiana. Utah with all the time in the world throwing to the right side. Sutton makes a catch in traffic. How did Tommy Utah get that ball in there?
Absolute muster on that ball to throw a complete dime to one of your tight end, John Michael Sutton right there. Good job able to hold it. I love the throw. It's before that corner can pick it off right there, and it was able to just like shield it off so only your tight end could get that catch. Fantastic yard for 23 yards right there.
Cameron Collier, the fullback, has the only other catch in this game. John Michael Sutton has 3 so far here in the first half. But Sutton will stay on the field with this two tight end set. The handoff up the middle to Sammons. It's Sammons just out for blood at this point, stepping closer and closer to the goal line.
And they're just catching Portland off guard. So now you pass the ball really well right there. So now you got less people in the box, and they recognize that, and they're saying, hey, we're going to run the ball now. So now Portland doesn't know what they're going to do.
Sammons already threatening the 100-yard mark. We're not even out of the first half. Chris Grant Jr. on the carry, and Louisiana will burn a timeout here, managing what time they have left here in the first half. These teams have met 3 times previously. Louisiana has won all 3 of those meetings. Looking to make it 4-0 here on the series. That's Levy Lease in motion. Getting out to the slot. And will put his hand in the dirt. 4-man rush. Utah over the middle. That is deflected and falls incomplete. Derek Majors got a hand on it. And I think we'll see Otis Boudreau out here to make it 13-0.
Yeah, that was close right there. Majors almost able to get the first interception of the season for him, and almost the turnover that Portland needed right here. Let's see if Louisiana can complete this drive off with a field goal.
This will be a 31-yard attempt for the old reliable Boudreau. Boots it through, and Louisiana extends their lead. It's 13-0.
And that's a big kick right there to go up a couple of possessions into halftime. That's something that Louisiana was looking forward to. They're looking to bounce back after last week's game right here. And you're seeing they're doing a great job on both offense and defense right here. For Portland, you still have time. You still can get one drive. You're back in the game right here. You've been running the ball pretty well. You just got to be consistent.
And Portland's going to run this out. That's Ryan Cook returning the ball and trying to provide a spark for this team, this offense. And that's a nice return, getting out to the 31.
Yeah, let's see.
Number 31, getting it out to the 26, excuse me. Cyrus Jive under center. He has 53 seconds to work with. And a chance to make this a one-score game. Jive under pressure, finds Love. Love trying to turn upfield, dragging a defender to make it 2nd and 7. Anthony, I apologize for cutting you off earlier, but do you see an edge here between Ezekiel Love and Scott Johnson, or has it been more of the same from each of these two running backs?
They're two great running backs right there. One likes to, get skinny, break some tackles right there. Johnson is going to run through you. So it's a perfect dynamic of Thunder and Lightning.
Jive under pressure and completes it to Lozano. And Portland will extinguish another timeout here. That was Gary Clem giving chase to Jive from the blind side. And my heart, to be totally honest, skipped a beat there for just a minute. Jacob Farmer in front of Love in the power eye. Twins to Jive's left. Jive, short drop over the middle, and that is going to be incomplete, 2nd and 10. And Jive, I think, rushed that when he really had a little bit more time than he thought he did.
Yeah, and you see that I like how they still want to be aggressive. They're trying to see if they can get into at least field goal range, and which is good because you want to have something on the board going into the halftime.
Absolutely. 23 seconds remaining in the half. Lozano in motion to make it Twins to the right. Jive throwing again into double coverage. Dante Grimm puts a stop to that. And now it's 3rd down for the Fleet.
And you saw Grimm in the running game earlier. Now you're seeing him natural position, playing that free safety position, and jarring that ball loose right there, just all over.
Dante Grimm, maybe one of the most underrated players, partly because he plays on such a talented secondary. Jive over the middle again. And again, Jive overthrows his receiver looking for Knight. And that is another 3 and out for Portland.
That's tough right there. But if you look at the positive, they stretched the ball down the field. They want to throw the ball. It's showing them that they can. They just got to get those completions. Louisiana, once again, a good stop. Don't force it if you need to. If you need to take the fair catch, take the fair catch.
Chris Moore will get it away, and Twins crew will decline your offer of fair catch, Anthony, and break a couple tackles and gets loose on the left side, out to the 35 and down to the 37. And that is an amazing return for what is basically going to be one play before these teams head to the locker room.
And that's why I'm in the booth and he's down there playing the game, because he sees something that I didn't see and he just told me to shut up. And you know what? I respect that right there.
Mad love for Mike Twins crew. And as we're heading here into the half, do you like what Louisiana's doing? Do you see them putting their foot on the gas a little bit more? Or are they just going to continue to ground and pound with this two-headed monster of Dwayne Sammons, Cameron Collier, and let's go ahead and call it a three-headed monster, Chris Grant Jr.?
Oh, I'm going to keep grounding and pounding it. They got to show me in the second half that you can stop the run, because right now, Portland's having trouble stopping the run right here. So I wouldn't change a bit if I'm Louisiana. You're playing hard-nosed defense right there, and you're just smash-mouth football, which I just love to see.
Tommy Utah has thrown it, but he's not thrown it off at 4 of 8 for 50 yards. 3 of those to John Michael Suddeth, who has 36 yards on the game. Dwayne Sammons is on the cusp of 100 yards rushing in just the first half. Chris Grant Jr. with 3 carries. Cameron Collier has a 1 catch as well. Portland, meanwhile, Ezekiel Love and Scott Johnson trying to get out of first gear. For Love, 11 carries, just 28 yards. For Scott Johnson, 7 carries, 27 yards. What do you want to see Portland do in the second half, Anthony, trying to get off the schneid here?
Be more aggressive. I saw it in the last drive heading into the half right there. They threw the ball a little bit more down the field. I understand that you had troubles passing the ball last game, but this is a new game right here, and you got to stretch the field. You got to show them that you can pass the ball, because what's going to do, passing the ball down the field, is going to produce more defensive backs for Louisiana. That's going to lead to more running by Love and Johnson right there. So you got to stretch the ball a little bit, throw it down the field, even if you don't complete the pass, to show them that we're not afraid to throw the ball. and that's going to be important for Portland in the second half.
Louisiana will get the ball to start the second half. As Joey Rabb kicks that away. This is Chris Grant Jr. is going to run this back out to the 30, puts his head down and drills a fool. Oh, man. On his way to the 33-yard line.
In Portland, you come out here, you know, you had a good halftime right there. Let's see what the speech was for the coach telling you what you do on defense right here. If I'm Louisiana, I'm running it down their throat. I'm going to do smash mouth football because you have to stop that. I have the lead and I have the ball and I have control of this game. So just keep running the ball right there. Portland has to step up.
Team stats telling a story there. 122 rushing yards for the Revs in the first half. And they look to pile on there. Sammons in the backfield by his lonesome. This is Sudduth going in motion to the top of your screen. Louisiana working with a 13-point lead, trying to find their first win of the season. Sammons getting shifty, and he's just going to burrow into the back of Ray Lafayette, the tackle, trying to find a little bit of space. It did find just a little. 2nd and 8.
And Josh, what they're doing is they're making it favorable to run the ball. So it was a 3 wide out set that spread the defense out for Portland, and it's a lighter box, so you can run the ball.
Utah under pressure. It's going to let it rip, and there's another big catch from Sudduth. His biggest gain of the night by far. And Louisiana continuing to cook here on offense.
Identify man coverage, and that's exactly what Louisiana did right there. Their big play catch right there, their tight end, Sutton, was able to catch the ball. What happened was Portland is looking for the run, and now the balance. I love the mixing of throwing the ball now for Louisiana, and it's just catching them off guard.
Gain of 30 for Sudduth, the 5th-year tight end. And they're going to stay in the single back set. The pitch to Sammons, who gets around the left side, cuts back inside, and is going to be in the cusp of field goal range, 2nd and 6.
Already on this drive, Louisiana has been doing something different. They was able to run the ball, and then they threw a pass down the field, which catch Portland off guard. When you're having your defense on off balance, it's really fun if you're the offense. Now you're setting up to run the ball because it's a lighter box.
And you see the box filling up here a little bit as Twin Screw goes in motion. Louisiana loves working out of that pro set, and they will do it here again. As they approach the red zone, Utah throwing toward the end zone. That is incomplete. Levy Lease, the tight end. I believe that's his first target of the game. Broken up by Bernard Smith, 3rd and 6.
So when you send that person in motion, you're trying to see if it was going to be a man coverage in zone. Right there, you saw that it was a zone coverage. It was a soft coverage too, and you almost got the completion right there by Utah. But they're trying to identify man or zone, and it almost converted.
And an empty set here on 3rd and 6. Utah trying to work out of the pocket, throwing, and that is picked off. Big play, Leo Morris with the interception. First turnover of the game. And Portland is looking to cook here after the turnover.
And we can probably say that was the first mistake for Louisiana today. And great job, Portland, for capitalizing. When you could just have somebody play center field like Leo Morris right there, it was nice and easy. Reading the eyes of the quarterback, recognizing that it was his time to shine. Great job with the interception. Portland, this is the motivation that you need to go back out there on offense and get some points on the board.
The spark they need to get back in this game. Cyrus Jive has been struggling distributing the football. Ezekiel Love looking to put the team on his back as well. Jacob Farmer in the backfield as well. Jive's going to throw on first down out to the right side, and a bang play there with Ryan Davis. And I'll be darned if the defensive back got there just in the nick of time. Second and 10. That puts Jive at 5 of 12 on the night. Knight, Davis, and Terrell Cooper with 1 catch apiece. Love, the team's leading receiver, with 2 catches for 8 yards. Farmer and Love in the backfield here on 2nd and 10. Twins to Jive's right. Drive will drop back again over the middle this time, and that is intercepted. Rollerman Hood snatches that out of midair, and the Revs go back on offense with amazing field position.
Oh, that was a bait pass right there. It was acting like he was going to cover the underneath route and just drop back, was able to pick it off. Great press off the line too as well. And they just traded interceptions. That's a big play by Louisiana going the other way.
Just like that, 2 interceptions in 3 plays. And Louisiana almost right back where they started when Tommy Utah threw that first pick. Beginning the drive in field goal range. Sammons gets another block out to the 25. Make it 2nd and 5. This is the first drive either team has started in plus territory, Anthony.
Yeah, fantastic play right there. Wasn't touched until 5 yards afterwards, which was fantastic on the blocking. Game update.
Chris Grant back in the game. Utah back in the pocket. Cutting it loose, throws to the end zone, and that is incomplete. Let's go to SFL Studios in a game break with Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Josh. Motor City went on a 6-minute, 17-play drive that really slowed down this first half and kept Alamo City's offense off the field not for long. Ben Calia from Ace Fennec, 10-3 artillery in the second quarter. Back to you guys in Louisiana.
Back to us. Thank you, Cam. Utah is going to roll out and try and drop one. Cameron Collier, he of the surest fullback hands in all the land, moves the chains once again for Louisiana.
He's one-handed catching in traffic. That's a versatility fullback right there. If I haven't seen it right there, what a way to keep the drive alive. Big first down, one-handed catch to complete the first down too.
What a time to do it. And there's the handoff. Sammons stopped at the line. And that is some great work by Mel Davis, Defensive Rookie of the Year in season 14 in his 9th SFL season.
And it just hurts for Portland because you think you can get them off the field, potentially like block the field goal, and they just get a big play from their fullback.
Utah trying to find one more big play, thrown to the right this time, looking for Levy Lease, and Levy not quite around to receive that ball, 3rd and long.
Yeah, and that's your other big tight end at 6'6", 255 pounds. Was turned ahead too early and was looking up the field and just dropped it.
Portland trying to get a stop. A field goal would keep this at a 2-score game. This is Adam Banks in motion to make it trips to Utah's right. Utah drop it back, throwing over the middle. That is deflected and falls to the ground. And the Portland defense holds. And Otis Boudreaux will try and make this a 16-point lead.
A good stop right there by Portland. Almost another interception. Louisiana has to be careful in the red zone. They already threw a red zone interception. They caught a break on that one.
Boudreaux is converted from 40 yards and 31 yards, this from 37. And when you know it, he nails that one too. And the Revs lead 16-0. Have you ever wanted to be a play-by-play or analyst broadcaster? We're looking for passionate SFL participants or viewers like you to join the team for the next minor league season kicking off in just a few months. Please visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and get your voice on the call. Just like you, Anthony.
And I love it.
Gotta tell you, I'm loving it right now as well. This is Ryan Cook running up to the 24. And Portland looking for a little bit of magic here in Louisiana.
And we talked about it in the beginning of the game. You got to forget about last year, forget about last game. You got to forget about the last drive. You threw an interception on the last drive. Go back out there, get back on the saddle, and let it rip.
Portland has not had a first down since their second drive of the game. Looking for one here. Love breaking a tackle. Dante Grimm says, no, sir. Oh, we've got an injury here. Dante Grimm goes down. And if I was a trainer, I'd be running out a little bit faster than that to see what my valuable safety needs to do to get back on the field.
Yeah, and Grimm been very active both in the pass and the run, so let's hope he can get back on that field. Keep on going for Louisiana.
And after the run by Love, it's now 2nd and 7. And Portland just needs to string a couple plays together to get the chains moving. Jacob Farmer and Love in the backfield. And nothing doing there as Love is dropped for a loss. It's 3rd and 9.
And what gives Portland confidence that you've seen when they have success is when they can run the ball well. When they don't, and you have to rely on throwing the ball, it makes you one-dimensional. That makes it very tough to be successful. So right here, this is a big 3rd down, and hopefully you can convert it.
Linebacker showing blitz, but they back off. 3-man rush, jive over the middle. That is caught just in the nick of time. It's Michael Knight to keep the chains moving for the Fleet.
And that's a play that you need. Great job by the offensive coordinator drawing up a great play design right there. The line held up just in time, and that's what Portland needs. They just need something that they can hold their head on. Now they're going to go back to your running game. Hopefully you can get some positive yardage.
Louisiana rushes 3, drops 8 into coverage, and Jive's still able to find an open receiver in Michael Knight. And now they go back to the ground with Love. Jump cut out close to midfield, make it 2nd and 4. And that's the kind of rushing that Portland needs here in the second half.
And you can get those rushes by having good pass attempts like they did before, because it's going to open up running lanes. And that's the key for Portland in this second half to get back in it.
Pro set now. The defense shifting for Louisiana. More attention in the box. Scojo out past midfield. You see him stretch for the unofficial yellow line. And now a huge 3rd and 1 here for Portland.
Yeah, and on Portland, you're probably going to see your bread and butter. You're going to give your trust into Love or Johnson right here and trust that your offensive line can get you 1 yard.
Jacob Farmer in front of Love. Nelson Lozano Jr. at the bottom of your screen. Love gets the call. It breaks free out to the 40 on a huge 1st down. This is the first drive since their opening drive that they've had multiple 1st downs.
And you're seeing right here just great blocking all around, but what they wanted, that they got it on that one. Love got to the outside. They're really good when they can get outside to open daylight because they can shake and bake and break tackles for you. But the biggest thing is sealing the edge so you can get to the outside.
Anthony, I think this is a drive where if Portland is not able to come away with points, they're going to have to change the game plan, meaning that they won't be able to run Love and Johnson as often as they want. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree, but you don't have to abandon the run. If you just throw in some good passes from time to time, keep the defense honest, you can still have your star-studding running backs, Love and Johnson, to run the ball, but you just have to mix it up here. And you also got to mix up the running. Bounce it to the outside, run some stretch plays, get to the outside because there's daylight opportunities for you to get to the red zone.
The Scott Johnson run makes it 2nd and 7. Ezekiel Love checks back in. Blitz coming. Love able to get the screen pass out to the 30 and nearly down to the 25. And this Portland offense, Anthony, finally started to cook.
And there's a reason why Love was leading and receiving and rushing over the past few years for Portland is because this stuff right here, getting to the outside, slipping off from the backfield, they had a miscommunication by Louisiana who was able to get the 1st down. This is how Portland tempo is get Love the ball, throw Johnson in there to get it, and then just throw a pass over the middle.
Jive again, 4-man rush going over the middle. That is caught. First catch of the night for Nelson Lozano Jr. Welcome to the stat sheet, Mr. Lozano.
And welcome right there, and it's just a great time. That's a good job holding onto the ball. What a way, Jive, to put some more umph behind it so you can catch it, and it sets up a manageable second down. So now you can run the ball because you have a couple downs to play with.
Portland in the red zone. For what might be the first time tonight, Love will fight and get back to the line of scrimmage. Rolleman Hood, very slow to get up. In fact, is not getting up at all. That is another injury to that Louisiana secondary that they do not need right now.
And what makes this tough, this is smash mouth football on both sides. So what that means is you're going to collide. There's going to be a lot of hard collisions, and sometimes injuries happen. We just hope that everybody's okay and they can get back in. But when it comes to this type of offense, it's a lot more physical than just passing the ball.
Huge third down for Portland. 3rd and 2, stopped in the backfield. Wicca slid Shady takes Love to the turf. And a huge play for Louisiana.
Big time players make big plays and key issues right there. I love it. All Slim did was just bounce it to the outside. Another stunt. Offensive lineman for Portland didn't pick it up. Great job stopping him and forcing a field goal.
Do you like the decision to kick it here?
Got to get points on the board. Yes, any points matter right here. It makes you feel good. Get the points, and let's talk about it on the sideline.
Joey Rabb converts from 39 yards. And as you said, Anthony, Portland on the board.
Yeah, this is the first productive drive that Portland has had. It led to points. Good job right here. Now you just want your defense to come out there, play solid defense, and see if you can get a turnover. There's still a lot of game left.
It remains a 2-score game. Joey Rabb cashing it in after a 12-play, 53-yard drive. And now Mike Twinscrew looking to set up the Revs for their next drive, and he gets out to the 29. Anthony, I think we agree Dwayne Sammons has been setting the pace here for both teams, especially Louisiana. And with only 16 carries, I don't know if there's any sign of him slowing down at this point.
No, not at all. Was able to run inside and outside. Chris Grant throwing in some attempts as well. Then you have your fullback that's catching everything underneath the sun. So it's just been a balanced attack by Louisiana.
Sammons, 16 carries at 112 yards, a whopping 7.0 yards a pop. And on his way to another 7 and more as he turns upfield and is finally dragged down near midfield. Another great run from Dwayne Sammons.
And you can tell that Sammons wants all the smoke right there. Instead of going out of bounds, he cut up for a few more yards and went to initiate a stiff arm right there, because that's how they're playing right now. Louisiana's about smash mouth football.
Yeah, Portland's saying he stepped out of bounds a few yards earlier. I don't know if I'd use a challenge on this for what's a matter of a few yards here in the second half at a 2-score game, but let's take another look at it.
Yeah, I agree with you, because there's only a 2-3 yard difference, and if you get it wrong, that's a timeout that's very important when it comes down to the close of the game right there. So we're talking about a difference of 1 or 2. It looks like he did step out of bounds, but let's see what the referee says.
The right foot clearly on the chalk at the 40. They spotted him at the 47. And it looks like that Portland is going to win the challenge and keep that timeout.
And you know what? Great job by your coaches in the booth, recognizing that he did step out of bounds right there. Every yard means something in the game of football right here. So that's a really good job recognizing that.
You see the line there for Dwayne Sammons. I would have to think a consensus choice for player of the game so far, as we're in the waning moments of the third quarter. That's Adam Banks in motion to set up Twins to Utah's right with Mike Twinscrew. Sammons in the backfield by his lonesome. And he gets a call. Pitch out to the left side. And Sammons will get a couple. And I feel like any positive yardage here, Anthony's just a win for Louisiana as the time just ticks away.
Absolutely. And when you run those plays to the outside, you're giving your running back a situation where he can bounce it to the outside or cut back in. So you're giving him an option. But once again, any positive yardage means a lot because it's making the defense tired and you're chewing up clock.
Utah sprinting out and throwing over the middle. That is caught. Sudduth again breaks free. And it gets his team into field goal range. John Michael Sudduth.
And right there, I love the blocking. Roll out to the right. It's a comeback, a drag over the middle by your left side by your tight end that's been catching everything today as well. And you just see Portland is just getting tired out there because defending the run takes a lot of energy. You got to shed blockers. You got so many big and fast men fast people coming at you. So they're just tired, and that's what Louisiana's doing. They're just tiring them out.
Sudduth on his way to a potential 100-yard day. Utah now will hand off to Sammons. Will pitch to Sammons again. And Sammons is going to get dropped for a loss. That is number 44, Brody Gulch, the linebacker, in his 8th season with a big stop.
Yeah, two-time All-Star right there, just shooting the gap and stopping the play before it can develop right there. That's a big play for Portland.
That's just the second tackle for loss Portland has had in this game. Robert Brawler had a sack in the first quarter. Utah over the middle. Another big catch by Sudduth. This time getting the Revs into the red zone.
Once again, they caught the linebackers looking in the backfield. So what happened? Let's just put our tight end right behind the coverage linebackers right there. Nice little window. Another first down.
And another red zone trip for the Revs. You see the line there for John Michael Sudduth, who's been a force in his own right here for the Louisiana passing attack. Utah, here comes the blitz for Portland, throwing to the right to their end zone, overthrowing his receiver, Leo Morris on the coverage, 2nd and 10.
I like it, though. That's just good coverage by Portland. Right here, Louisiana's probably going to come back with a running attack right here. Portland has to be ready.
Utah under center as he has been for the entirety of this game. Sammons up the middle, fighting for yards, gets to the 10. And it'll be 3rd and 4. That may be the last play of the third quarter.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big 3rd down for Portland right here because you want to get the ball back and you want to put more points on the board.
Your 4s, your 12s, your 68. Let's get them in chat, folks. Louisiana looking for their first win of the season. Portland looking to hold them off. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
An injury update for you. Rolliman Hood, you can see, is out with back spasms. And Lama for Portland, questionable, might find his way back into the game, Anthony. But that loss for Louisiana, Rolliman Hood, that is going to be something that might haunt Louisiana as Portland looks to put the ball in the air here in the fourth quarter.
And it's going to be key, the next person up, to be able to fill those big shoes for Hood right there. But right now, Louisiana on the offense right here. Big 3rd down play. You know, are we looking for Sutton? Are we going to see Banks available?
And now Utah in the shotgun. Here comes the rush. Throwing toward the end zone, and that is caught. And is that the first catch of the night for Reggio De Niro?
That is the first catch for a receiver that's not John Michael Sutton right there. And what a time to show up right there. Great throw. It was just a nice little 5-yard hitch route in. Was able to catch it. We're setting up a 1st and goal. I think you know what time it is.
Sammons to the left, trucking a defender on his way to the end zone. Dwayne Sammons running away with this game.
Oh, and he did it earlier in the drive. He wants all the smoke. He wants all the contact right there. He could have just bounced it outside and got a touchdown. No, he wanted to make an emphatic statement right there by putting his head down and bowing over number 57 and then just dove in the end zone for a little flare. Absolutely love it. Great job by the offensive line of Louisiana.
I know we're in a dome, but neither rain nor sleet nor gloom of night stopping Dwayne Sammons tonight. His second touchdown in this game as Otis Boudreaux, excuse me, not Odette Boudreaux, his better half, makes it 23-3. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. Explore their library. Find the perfect track for your project at apmmusic.com. And Cook is going to take this out of the end zone yet again and get it out to the 27. Are Ezekiel Love and Scott Johnson still in play for you at this point in the game, Anthony?
I'm going to say no, but I know like that's Portland's offense is Love and Johnson. But at this point down, you're down by multiple touchdowns. You got to show love to Adams, Knight, Davis, Cooper. You have a fantastic receiving core. Lorenzo Jr. has only had one catch. Got to start throwing the ball right here. High calculated throws.
And Louisiana waits for the pass. 6 defensive backs on the field. One-step drop, jive, throws into triple coverage. Intended for Terrell Cooper. Incomplete, second attempt.
You know you have to pass the ball, so it's going to be tricky here. You're going to have to still run the ball because if not, Louisiana is just going to have everybody in coverage, and it's going to be a tough time. So right now, you just got to sense of urgency. You just got to keep on pushing.
Jive under center. Will throw here on second down over the middle. That is caught by Lozano. And Nelson Lozano Jr. netting his second catch of the game, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and this is a big third down. You don't want to stall. Get the first down so you can keep on going.
9 minutes remaining in regulation. Love around the left side has the first down. And will move the chains, but also moving still is the clock. Less than 9 minutes remaining.
Yeah, that's a good first down right here, but you still need to pass the ball. You need to get the ball down the field.
And Jive will stay under center, twins to his left. Still in the 2-back set. Short drop, here comes the blitz over the middle. And that is picked off! Tank Bennett gets low to pick it off. And that is Louisiana's second pick of the night.
And it's just been a struggle for Jive. That's the 4th interception of the season right here. Another 2 interception gain. And it just looks like it was an overthrown. And what Louisiana has done has been just making Portland uneasy on both sides of the ball right there. Another big stop by Louisiana.
The Revs bringing the pressure. Cyrus Jive, who really has not been able to find a rhythm at all this game, lets it rip, and Tank Bennett able to scoop it up before it hits the turf. And Sammons here looks like he's got a chance to close out this game as he gets the call on first down.
Yeah, and what Louisiana is doing is what Portland wanted to do, is just run the ball effectively and then pass it when they need to, because Louisiana has only thrown the ball 9 times, but you see they got 23 points.
John Michael Sudduth, Dwayne Sammons, 100-yard performers by our count in this game so far. As we hit the 8-minute mark, here comes the blitz for Portland. Utah pumps it, down he goes. The pressure for Portland gets home. That's number 92. Robert Brower, his second tackle for loss of the game.
And when Portland's been successful on their sacks, this is their second sack of the game, it's when they do that stunt and when the defensive lineman can fake in and go out around to the outside, it gives the offensive line trouble.
And now 3rd and long for Louisiana. This is Adam Banks in motion. To go to an ace set. Grant in the backfield buys lonesome. Utah fires and complete to Mike Twinscrew. That is Twinscrew's first catch of the game.
And you're seeing right there, Twinscrew showing that he does more than just block. He can also go out on that route and catch those balls when you need to. Big third down catch right there. And that's just a good play right there. Just got right past the linebacker and just sat right there in that zone, and good strike by Tommy Utah.
You know, as we said, Anthony, it's a running first attack from both teams. It's been a short game. It's been a physical game. But Utah has made the throws when he's had to make them, as he hands off to Sammons here. And Sammons will get credit for a couple. Brody Gulch bringing him down 2nd and 8.
So yeah, they're both running offenses, run first, pass second. The difference today is Louisiana has been running it more to the outside. When you can get to the outside, you can do a lot of damage in the running game. And it's just been really effective blocking by Louisiana.
Utah calling out signals under center. Will throw again. Here comes the blitz, and Utah's going to run. Has a first down, slides, and gets into field goal range. Just at the 35, fresh set of downs for the Revolution.
And I love it. It's seeing as nobody's open. There's nobody in the middle. There's no spy. There was no reason to have a spy because Utah has not shown the sign of running the ball as a quarterback. So he just played him once again, and Portland was off balance and was able to get a first down.
Tommy Utah making the plays that he has to make. Keep his team going, and there's a handoff to Sammons again, and Sammons fighting for yards, getting inside the 30. And he's just done that whole game. It's not been stopped for a loss, I believe, this entire contest.
Not at all. And you see in the stats thing, he's running 5.6 yards an average. Once again, when you have somebody getting you almost a first down every 2 plays, it's really hard to win a game.
Grant is going to be out of bounds, just short of the line to gain 3rd and inches. And that also stops the clock with 5:35 to play. Oh, they're going to run it.
And we've been talking about it all game, the dual backfield of Love and Johnson, but don't sleep on Sammons and Grant Jr. They're a good dual head running back as well.
And I believe that's Grant that's going to scan. No, it's Sammons, excuse me. And Sammons has a first down after a stiff arm, and then is welcomed to the turf with just over 5 minutes to play. Another first down for Louisiana.
And you just see Portland just sucking wind right now. They're tired. And Louisiana is just coming right at them, just smash mouth football, and it's just nothing they can do.
And Louisiana's trying to close out, but this was, as you said, this is what they've been doing the entire game. As Grant gets a call here up the middle inside the 15. And Chris Grant Jr. quietly having a positive night. He's averaging just over 4.5 a pop as well.
Both of your running backs are averaging over 4.5 yards a touch. That's just really hard to stop right there. And you see the clock just chewing away with positive yardage.
You see the graphic there, 149 rushing yards. Most in an SFL game this season. As we have a lot of backfields going to the platoon system. Louisiana is no exception to that, but Sammons, as we said, has not been stopped for a loss, but has also been making big plays when his team needs them.
And this is quite surprising. This is a good Portland team that has all-stars at your linebacking position. They're just getting pushed around, and it's just a great effort by Louisiana.
3rd and 2 here for the Revs. 5 DBs on the field for Portland. Only 1 wide receiver. And Utah's going to burrow his way in there, and that's going to be really close. So they're going to say he got it. Utah burrowing. Let's see 6 more weeks of winter, 1st and goal.
You know, if I'm Utah, I'm taking out Katz, Kaslov, Lafayette, Brodo. I'm taking them out to dinner. Steak dinner on me, because to have the offensive line to block the way they did today gives them, they don't get a lot of credit and it's the heart and soul of a running game right there. And they've just been doing a fantastic job.
Well said. This is Sammons in motion now. Sammons lining up at the wide receiver spot. I believe that's Collier in the backfield. By his lonesome. Play clock down to 2. Utah to the end zone. Sudduth, touchdown. John Michael Sudduth.
Make sure Sutton goes to that steak dinner as well, because he's been blocking, and then when his number is called to catch it, he's catching everything. Once again, a beautiful dime. It was a mismatch right there. You know, John Michaels at 6'7", I believe, 6'7" against a 5'10" corner. That's going to happen every time.
Oh, but now Portland going to challenge, saying that Sudduth may not have had the requisite footing in bounds. And we'll take another look at that.
And what we're seeing, everybody at home, we're trying to see, when he made possession, does he have 2 feet in bounds? That's the biggest thing. It can't be one and a pinky toe. It has to be 2 feet in bounds when he has possession of the ball.
Here comes the ruling, and I'm not sure that right foot was in bounds. Portland won the challenge earlier in the game and kept the timeout, and they win this challenge as well. They'll keep the timeout, and then Louisiana will have to do it again. Touchdown comes off the board.
And that's the second successful challenge. That means that they'll get an extra one back because they went 2 for 2. Great job once again with the coaches in the booth to see that wasn't a touchdown.
One thing Portland does not have a lot of now is time. Just 3:04 remaining in the game, trailing by 20. Sudduth in motion. Split out wide. In addition to the 2 tight ends on the field, Sammons leaping over his blocker to the 5. Sammons looking for the pylon, dragged down by Brody Gulch. It'll be 3rd and goal.
I think that might have been better than scoring right there, because that's just chewing the clock, and what we've been seeing from Sammons all day right there. Let's see if they can finish it.
Is it a tight race in your mind? Presuming Louisiana comes away with some points here. You see the line there of Brody Gulch. He's had a terrific game. And let's stay here on 3rd and goal. Pro set behind Tommy Utah. Collier in motion. Play clock down to 6. Now 5. Utah's going to burrow his way in there. He's brought down. And the clock continues to run. Brody Gulch again. And this will probably take us to the 2-minute warning.
And great job, Portland, just not giving up here, because at the end of the day, you don't want to go into the next game and you're watching film and you see that you gave up because the score might have got a little out of the hand. You want to keep on fighting. You want to get yourself some good positive tape to watch as you prepare for next week's game.
Revs on the cusp of going 1-0 for the week. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Portland facing Louisiana. Josh Circle, Anthony Ellison in the booth. Cameron Irvine producing. Luke and Kiefer on stats. Thank you, gentlemen. Otis Boudreau with field goal number 4 on the day. That's like a 19-yarder. 26-3 is your score.
And that's just that took almost 6 minutes off the clock right there. Just running the ball, and just good passes right there. Good job by Louisiana.
A monster drive to help lock up the game. 6 minutes and 35 seconds in all. Flag on the play here on the return, as Michael Knight trying to make a little magic for his team, and another injury on the field. This time it's Bobby Jackson, the backup. And Jackson will get some TLC. As Anthony, we look at what Portland can look forward to for next week. And as you said, it's not really an offense that got itself out of first gear. And so as they prepare for San Diego, what do you want to see them be doing?
going on the film and watching what worked and what didn't work, and go out there with a fresh mind, like we talked about in the beginning of today's game, a fresh mind, erase everything that happened, and just go back to the drawing board and just have a different game plan.
Louisiana, meanwhile, will face Denver at Denver, and then go to Mexico City, and then have a bye week before they play their third road game in 4 weeks against the Seattle Nemesis. All of those teams were victorious in week 1, and it just gets tougher from there for the Revs, or at least will have this win under their belt heading into the meat of their schedule. Cyrus Jive, a long evening for him. 9 of 20 on the night with 2 interceptions. And it's going to uncork a few more before he walks out of the building here. And Portland will use a timeout. Trying to get something positive to write home about before this game hits triple zeros.
Yeah, I think we have a Cam has a game update for the other game.
Kim and Irvine, what you got? We'll finish this play. Jive in the shotgun. 3-man rush thrown outside. That is caught. And a first down for Portland. Now let's go to Cameron Irvine with a game break.
Thank you, Josh. What a bizarre game in Alamo City. Motor City's had 3 drives of 12-plus plays for points, but Alamo City's barely had the ball. It hasn't mattered because every time they have the ball, they do things like this. Kenny Hendricks, 97-yard kick return, and Alamo City all over the V8s, 31-13, despite hardly being on the field tonight. Back to you guys in Louisiana.
Thank you, Cam. Alamo City going coast to coast. Portland will head back to the West Coast. After this game, Cyrus Jive complete. And they will use another timeout. Anthony, when you look around the league, we had some surprises in week 1. Queen City knocking off Baltimore. Are there any other teams out there, if you look around the league, that maybe you don't want to put them in the championship game just yet, but that inspire you, maybe surprise you a little bit?
Oh, it was definitely the Queen City game to have a stout defense like there in Baltimore being the champions. It's always going to put you on the map of like, what can you do with other teams? So I think Queen City, that was a great game to watch, but it's still early and anything can happen in the SFL. And that's the biggest thing. This is why I absolutely love it, because on any given day, a top tier team can lose to somebody who's been struggling.
It's absolutely true. There's just no idea what to expect anytime you flip on a game. And watch these teams going at it. Jive taking another shot and finds Ryan Davis. And they're going to hurry up. You see the numbers there on Jive getting padded a little bit here with this 2-minute drill at the end. Jive again finds Knight. And Knight with a rare trip tonight, at least, for Portland to be in the red zone. Just over a minute to play. Portland trying to hit double digits. That's Terrell Cooper to the 10, out of bounds with 59 seconds remaining.
And this is not just for this game, but for next game. You want to get into a rhythm. You've been having struggles all game with throwing the ball, and you just want to see it just fall into the hands of the receiver, get positive yardage, and that's the biggest thing for Portland right now.
And as you said, a team loaded with talent that just was not able to find their footing today. Jive throw into the end zone, incomplete, flag on the play. And that is going to be pass interference in the end zone, so that means first and goal at the 1 for Portland. Let's take a look.
Yeah, you can't stop the receiver from running a route right there, and when there's a pass interference in the end zone, you get the ball right at the 1-yard line. This is something that's good for Portland right here. If you can run it in, get some points on the board.
We mentioned the total earlier, 45.5. This would add to the current total significantly. There's a touchdown, Michael Knight. Portland finds the end zone.
It's great to see. Kind of frustrating because you wish you can do this earlier in the game, but you take it as it is. You got a touchdown. You're getting on the offensive board. A touchdown, your first touchdown of the year for Jive, and maybe this is something that can carry you over to next week's game.
And Portland, who has been such a fun team to watch week in and week out, it's given plenty of scares to other teams around the league. And honestly, Anthony, I just think they didn't have their fastball tonight. And that is the first touchdown this season for Portland. And they only had 9 points against Vancouver. All of those field goals from Jay Rabb. And now a flag here on the onside kick.
They touched it before it got to the 10-yard marker.
Naughty touching. And it looks like we're going to do another kickoff. Just screwed it back 5 yards, and we will try this again.
Very important. You got to make sure it gets to the 35-yard line before you can touch it.
And that one clearly does. And once again, Mike Twinscrew gets drilled for his trouble. And Twinscrew quietly had a nice game, had a big catch for a first down, outstanding on special teams. Put his team in situations, a good field position, where they were able to be successful.
And it's just been a complete game on both sides for Louisiana right here. Great job. And good job, Portland, fighting at the end right there. You want to see more success, but today it was just Louisiana's day to get out of that losing column right there, add a win to their total, and it was just a complete day. Great job by the quarterback, Tommy Utah, managing the game, but it was just the running attack of Dwayne Sammons that was just leading the way for Louisiana.
Dwayne Sammons over 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, both on the ground. John Michael Sutton had himself a day as well, over 100 yards receiving, had a touchdown. It was taken off the board after the challenge. And Utah, about 150, about $150 through the air as well. Outstanding plays. Chance Wall, 2 tackles for loss. Slyn Shady, 2 TFLs as well. Gary Clement, Brian Craven adding to those as well. As the clock hits triple zeros, congratulations to the Louisiana Revolution. The final score, Portland 10, Louisiana with 26. Anthony Ellison, any final thoughts on the game?
It was a complete game by Louisiana. Sammons with over 150 yards rushing. John Michael Sutton, 6 catches for 110 yards right there. But also big shout out to the defense Louisiana that led by Gary Clem with 5 tackles, was able to contain Love and Johnson for under 100 yards rushing, and that's really hard to do when you have 2 star backs like that. So great job by the Louisiana defense as well.
I want to give special thanks to Luke Schreiner and Top Kiefer, who did stats for us tonight. Your effort appreciated as always, gentlemen. For Luke and Kiefer, for Anthony Ellison, for Cameron Irvine, my name is Josh Thurgle. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Simulation Football League. Plenty more football coming your way. Do not forget the Monday Night Football Spectacular. A huge game for you this weekend, as we always have. Let's not forget. Till then, we will see you on the internet. Congratulations to Louisiana. Your final score, Louisiana 26, Portland 10.